In this presentation, I'm going to talk about motivation. Motivation is thought to be a combination of the drive within us to achieve our aims and the outside factors which affect it. With this in mind, motivation has two forms: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation, which I'll talk about throughout this screencast. Gill, in 1986, suggests that motivation was a drive to fulfill a need. Next, I'm going to briefly talk about these theories for motivation. Firstly, there is trait. This is your genetics, and therefore it is unchangeable. I've also put in it's a real winner or loser. So this means you'll win if you're very driven, or lose if you aren't driven. Moving on, we have the social learning theory. Unlike trait, it is based on environmental factors. It also accounts for differences, so therefore it's the different levels of motivation due to the environment. Finally, it's the interactionist theory. This accounts for both trait and social learning theory. It also accounts for the situational factors like the coach, like are they motivational enough to a person, and personality, so this is a person's needs and interests. The interactions theory is said to be the most reliable as it combines both trait and social learning. Right, this is my first scenario. Daisy is in the girls' football team, however, she rarely gets picked for the team, as recently she hasn't been playing her best. She now feels she shouldn't try as she doesn't feel like she's good enough. Moreover, she doesn't want to fail in training as she knows she won't be picked for the team. Following on from the first scenario, the attribution theory. So this is the reasons you link to why you're successful or not. This theory is how individuals interpret events and how this relates to thinking and behaviour. Daisy supports this theory. There are two forms of attribution, one being internal, so this is the way the person behaves. The other form is external. This is the situation that you're in. In Daisy's case, she's external because she isn't in the team, therefore she feels like she shouldn't try anymore, she's not good enough. Locality, internal and external, is suggesting that you're not good enough. Also, this could suggest that a person says they're cheats, or that they're rubbish, or they had a fluke goal and they didn't try hard enough. Stable or unstable is when you suggest that you're not good enough, it's impossible to beat them, and you've already tried. Daisy may be intrinsically motivated because she wants to be in the best team. However, recently Daisy supports this theory because she's got learned helplessness. This means that she may stop trying. Daisy has global learned helplessness. This is because she attributes failure to internal / stable factors, and she now is applied to all sports. Daisy has reduced motivation for success and a high level of motivation to avoid failure. This supports the achievement motivation theory, as she is NAF, which stands for need to avoid failure. This is because she gives up easily and would prefer not to have feedback from her coach. She is doing this because she doesn't want to make any mistakes as she wants to be picked for the best team. This theory is one's desire to do well. However, Daisy doesn't support need to achieve. This is when people thrive on challenge and they want to be the best they can. Achievement motivation relates competitiveness and persistence. It's influenced by the personality factors, for example, Natch and NAF, and a mix of both. Also situational factors and value of success. Daisy's mindset is fixed because it matters to her if she looks good or not. This is the second scenario. Alfie always comes in the top 5 in cross country. He always gets praised for his achievements. However, his coach has stopped praising him recently as he wants to get other people involved. Therefore, Alfie doesn't feel the need to try as hard as he used to as he isn't getting praised. However, he wants to beat his personal best. This theory is the desire to achieve a goal. Alfie supports this theory as he is intrinsically motivated, which means he is a task goal orientated. This means mastering a specific task or self-pleasure. In Alfie's case, beating his personal best. This could mean he is less likely to experience anxiety in competition. However, Alfie relies on the coach to praise him. Also, Alfie doesn't have a high ego motivation. This is good, otherwise he may reduce effort when failing. However, this theory states that you're your best when you have a bit of both. Hardy in 1996 suggests that high task and ego orientation is necessary for elite performance. Alfie has a learning motivational climate, and he's much more task-orientated than ego-orientated. I say this because his success relates to previous abilities in cross-country. He also gives himself goals, which is another reason that he has learned a learning climate rather than performing. Motivational climate is affected by the behaviour of the leader. In Alfie's case, it's the coach not praising him for his good work. It's also affected by influence of others in the environment and the environment itself. Overall, I think Alfie has a growth mindset as he's willing to beat his personal best, therefore he wants to keep trying even if he does fail. To summarise both of these scenarios, motivation is thought to be a combination of the drive within us to achieve our aims and the outside factors which affect it.